You're watching CalTv.
Good afternoon, and welcome to CalTv. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jim Caselli. On today's show, we have some Fiscal Learning Center updates. The FLC has 2 videos for us. We have some year-end close information from the State Controller's Office and Finance, and we also have some information regarding the State Controller's Office Accounting Book of Record Migration Workshops. Let's get started with some new and updated training content that's recently been added to the Fiscal Learning Center. Job aids and materials. Fiscal 449. Generate a fiscal requisition for California Correctional Training and Rehabilitation Authority. Fiscal 515. AR auto reclass process for ARs with reverting appropriations. Fiscal 531. BUD legal ledger validation. Fiscal 538. Amount-based customer contracts. Fiscal 553. STO stop payment for deferred exempt departments. Create requisition infographic. Purchase order flowchart and requisition flowchart have all been updated. Online classes. AM calculating and reviewing depreciation for an asset. New Power BI curriculum available. PC demo interface upload. PC exercise, PC transaction items. PC lecture project planning details. PC 1001 curriculum evaluation have all been updated, and VILT class schedule event calendar March 2026 is new. Video and video classes. CalTv episode 74, February 26, 2026 is new. How to navigate the FLC. How to search for training content. How to sign up for a curriculum. What is a playlist and how to use them? What is a VILT and how to register? And what is the FLC are new. You can find all of this information in an email that was sent on Wednesday, April 15th. You can also log into the Fiscal Learning Center at the address on your screen and click on the See What's New tile to see the list of updated information. Link and login information. The FLC is limited to authorized users. Please log in using your Fiscal credentials. You can access the Fiscal Learning Center at the address on your screen. If you have any questions, please contact the Fiscal Client Training section at fiscallearningscenter@fiscal.ca.gov. The FLC has 2 videos for us this month. Here's number 1.
Heads up, Fiscal users. Get ready to mark your calendars for some springtime learning. If April showers bring May's flowers, what do May's flowers bring? The latest and greatest VILT classes. That's right, virtual instructor-led trainings, also known as VILTs, and flipped classroom Q&A sessions are now open for enrollment. To view our calendar or register for a session, log into the Fiscal Learning Center, or the FLC, and access the events calendar. In addition to our virtual instructor-led trainings, we offer flipped classroom curriculums. Flipped classrooms are self-paced, fully online versions of all the content you can find in VILTs, but you can do them in your own time and at a pace that works for you. The FLC offers a number of flipped classroom courses, including AP 1003, Voucher Processing, and PO 1001, Requisition Functionality, and more. Make sure to follow your department's training policy prior to registering for a class. Once approved, you'll get a confirmation email with everything you need to know to access your training. So what are you waiting for? Enroll today. Spots are limited, and you don't want to miss this awesomeness. If you have any questions, please submit a ticket to the FISCAL Service Center.
The State Controller's Office annually notifies all state agencies of pertinent dates for the fiscal year-end process in order to facilitate year-end closing. This memo establishes the FYE 2025-26 deadlines in accordance with Government Code Section 12460. The Controller shall submit an annual report to the Governor containing a statement of the funds of the state, its revenues, and public expenditures during the preceding fiscal year. In order to comply with GC 12460 and the State Administrative Manual Section 7950, SCO must establish deadlines to facilitate year-end closing. SCO's Jay Singh is with us today to share this important information. Jay, welcome. Let's start off with some important dates.
Thanks, Jim. All required documents that are to be processed by June 30th, 2026 must be received by the close of business on June 15th, 2026.
Jay, tell us about reverting appropriations.
In accordance with Government Code Section 16304.1, upon the expiration of 2 years or 4 years in the case of a fund made up of federal funds, following that last day of the period of availability for encumbrance, the balance in any appropriation shall revert to and become part of the fund from which the appropriation was made. All appropriations with a liquidation of encumbrance date of June 30th, 2026 will revert as of the date. The following fiscal year appropriations will revert on June 30th, 2026. Fiscal year 21-22 Federal Trust Fund and most capital outlay appropriations, Fiscal year 23-24 Budget Act appropriations, reappropriated items with a reversion date of June 30th, 2026.
In order to facilitate year-end closing, departments must adhere to certain procedures. Tell us about claim schedules and FISCAL vouchers.
All electronic and paper claim schedules must be received by close of business on June 15, 2026 to ensure processing by June 30th, 2026. All FISCAL vouchers must be approved by departments and submitted to SCO by June 15, 2026 and must reflect a payment date of June 30th, 2026 or earlier to ensure processing by June 30th, 2026. Submit claim schedules and FISCAL vouchers on a continuous basis to ensure timely processing. Claim schedule face sheets, Standard 218, for reverting appropriations must be clearly marked with reverting appropriation in the claimant section. Rush claim schedules should be submitted only when requiring immediate payment. FISCAL voucher payments for reverting appropriations not submitted to SCO by June 15, 2026 at 5 p.m. may not be approved by the June 30th deadline.
Jay, what about remittance advice?
Submit all EFITs and other remittance advices on a continuous basis to ensure timely processing, especially those impacting reverting appropriations. Refer to SAM Section 8091, Remittances to the State Treasury, for further information.
Okay, tell us about June expenditures.
In accordance with SAM Section 7901, agencies, departments must complete timely reconciliations between the agency and department's accounts with accounts maintained by the State Controller's Office to disclose and correct errors as they occur. Errors must be corrected as soon as possible, and reconciling differences must be resolved before financial reports are prepared to ensure accuracy. To determine whether sufficient appropriation and cash authority will be available to cover June payroll and other expenditures that must be paid before June 30th, 2026, refer to your April 2026 SCO Agency Reconciliation Report. If the balance in the department's appropriation will not be sufficient, it is your responsibility to contact the Department of Finance and notify SCO by close of business on June 15, 2026. As to the action taken and the transaction request required to process these expenditures.
How about architectural revolving fund forms?
All architectural revolving funds must be received in fiscal by 5 p.m. on June 15, 2026 to ensure processing by June 30, 2026. Transaction requests related to architectural revolving fund forms must be attached in fiscal to ensure timely processing.
Let's move on to reverting year-end clearing accounts.
Agency clearing accounts for reverting appropriations, which is fiscal year 23-24, and reappropriate items with a reversion date of June 30, 2026, must be cleared to a zero balance prior to June 30, 2026. Plan of financial adjustment request must be received by close of business June 15, 2026 by 3 p.m. to allocate all charges in the clearing account. All payments for the month of June 2026 must be charged directly to the appropriation program or category level. Abatements must be credited directly to the appropriation program or category level and not to the clearing account.
Jay, we've covered a lot. Tell us about federal trust fund cash-in reverting appropriations.
Cash remaining in a reverting federal trust fund appropriation, fiscal year 21-22, must be returned to the original grant account, 1944 disbursement account, and the funds must be remitted to the federal government. Transaction requests for transferring federal cash along with corresponding claim schedule must be received by close of business June 15, 2026, and marked with reverting appropriation, if applicable.
Tell us about special deposit fund due to expire and special legislation items repealed and reverted.
Special deposit fund accounts that are due to expire and are no longer needed to be closed. Any funds remaining in the SDF account will be transferred to the funds listed in the deposition of residue box on the AUD 10 as approved by DOF. Submit the final transaction request with a closing memo to SCO by COB on June 15, 2026. Review all non-budget act, continuous and continuously appropriate items that will be repealed as of June 30, 2026, or items that are no longer needed and should be reverted. These items can be identified on the SCO Agency Reconciliation Report, also known as the TABRN, with an encumbrance and/or reversion date of 99/99/9999 for continuous and 97-01-9999 for continuously appropriated. If applicable, please email SARD Budget Act Accounting at sardba@sco.ca.gov by June 1st for additional details and instructions.
Jay, what about non-fiscal departments?
Non-fiscal departments must submit TRIS transaction requests by 5 p.m. on June 15, 2026 for items to be processed by June 30, 2026. Reverting appropriation items should be clearly marked on the document name.
And finally, tell us about fiscal departments.
Fiscal work list items for approval, GL module and AR module corrections will be accepted by SCO until 5 p.m. on Friday, June 26, 2026. Fiscal departments that must submit TRIS transaction requests for functionality not in fiscal must do so by 5 p.m. on June 19th for items to be processed by June 30th, 2026. Reverting appropriation items should be clearly marked on the document name. Fiscal journal vouchers must be approved and submitted to SCO by 5 p.m. June 15, 2026. Fiscal departments must submit deposits by 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday, June 30th, 2026 for inclusion in the last interface run of the fiscal year. Fiscal departments must submit AR payments requiring SCO manual review by 5 p.m. on Friday, June 26, 2026, and AR payments that are systematically approved by 12 p.m. on Tuesday, June 30th, 2026. Refer to the fiscal year end close deadline notifications once available for additional guidance. For questions or assistance on year-end transactions and procedures, email the SEO Agency Transaction Unit at fiscalaccounting@seo.ca.gov or call the SEO analyst assigned to your agency.
The FLC has another video for us, and here it is.
Hello, Fiscal user. Do you know your Fiscal roles? And did you know you can have more than one? In this video, we will show how to find your roles in Fiscal, because you may have more than one, and they determine what you can access and do in Fiscal. Let's get started. First, go to fiscal.ca.gov. Next, click on Access Fiscal. Identity Self-Service is the place to find your Fiscal roles. Click on the tile. A new page will display, and click Agree to the terms and conditions to proceed. Enter your Fiscal username and password, then click Login. If you have two-factor authentication set up, the second-factor authentication box displays, prompting a 6-digit number to be sent to your work email address. Enter the 6-digit number just emailed to you and click the Login button. Multiple tiles display. Click the My Access tile to see your roles. The My Access tile is the tile with a key shape. All roles granted to you display in alphabetical order by role name. You can sort the list by clicking on the column headers. If you have many roles, you may have to visit the second page to see them all. Scroll to the bottom and click the rightward pointing arrow. If you have roles waiting to be approved, click the pending hyperlink above the headers. Here, you will see the roles waiting to be granted to you. That's all it takes. One website and only a few clicks to find your Fiscal roles. For questions or issues, please submit a ticket to the Fiscal Service Center.
Now it's time for some year-end close information from finance that I'd like to share with you. Year-end close is around the corner, and finance recommends that all departments have a year-end work plan as a tool during year-end close. There is a sample on the Finance Fiscal Resources for Accounting website. Sample Year-End Work Plan XLX. The plan will need to be updated with the announced deadlines from SEO and Fiscal. Other deadlines to add to the department year-end close work plan are in the Finance Budget Letter 26-1 that was released on March 13, 2026. It provides departments with year-end reporting deadlines for fiscal year 25-26. Here are those dates. August 31st. All funds financial reports are due to SCO. Report 13, Report of Expenditures of Federal Funds, are due to FSCU. Report 14, Report of Accounts outside the State Treasury, must be submitted electronically through Fiscal. September 30th. Generally Accepted Accounting Principles information, excluding independently audited financial statements, are due to SCO. October 30th. Independently audited financial statements are due to SCO. If the final statements are not available by October 30th, a draft can be submitted on October 30th, but the final statements must be submitted by November 30th. April 30th is the last day of Finance Year-End Session 1 training. However, Year-End Session 2 is open for registration on the Finance Fiscal Resources for Accounting website. The training will be in person for departments in the Sacramento region. Finance will have one online training for those departments out of town. Finance recommends sending 2 SMEs to the training who perform or oversee the preparation of year-end finance reporting. The SMEs can then take the information back and train their department staff. Training materials for both year-end sessions 1 and 2 will be available on Finance's Fiscal Resources Accounting webpage by June 2026. Finally today, we have some news regarding SCO's Accounting Book of Record Migration Workshops. In July, the state's Accounting Book of Record will move to Fiscal. As this affects Fiscal departments as well as exempt and deferred departments, the SCO, along with the Fiscal Change Management Office, are holding a series of workshops through the month of May to provide detailed information on the changes. The SCO encourages accounting teams to register for these Book of Record workshops so that departments are prepared when the Book of Record goes live in Fiscal. Be on the lookout for the invitations and make sure you click the link to register. These workshops are the best place for you to learn about how the Accounting Book of Record migration to Fiscal will impact your department processes and for you to ask questions about the changes. That's our show for today. I'd like to thank Jay Singh for being with us, and I'd also like to thank you for watching. If you would like to see this or any of our Fiscal TV episodes, you can find them on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to let your colleagues know about us, and from everyone here at Fiscal TV, thank you for joining us. We'll see you in May on our next episode of Fiscal TV.